Today I'm going to be talking about lubricating the contact points in the clutch just to help it disengage and engage better. When I first got this, it would engage fine, but then whenever I came back down to an idle, it seemed like some of the pucks in there would want to stay engaged and the cart would want to crawl away. So I took it apart and greased it, and that solved the problem. But I didn't make a video about it then. I was just doing it just to see if that would help it. And after I figured out it would help, I thought I'd go ahead and make a video about it. So what I'm going to have to start out by doing is a two-piece rim, so I'm going to have to deflate this tire a bit, take the wheel off, and then take the chain off, which is different for every cart probably. So I'm not going to be showing that. I'm just going to show getting into the clutch. Also, this is what I'm going to be using to grease the contacts in the clutch because I know it's high temp and it should be able to stand up to the heat that the clutch creates. But I thought I'd go ahead and show you what I'm using, and you know, that's all that's required besides the tools. Snap ring pliers, more than likely. But that's about it. Alright, now we got the chain and everything off. You want to get the snap ring right here, holding the clutch drum in place by using snap ring pliers. So see if I can do that with one hand. And unfortunately, everything else, there we go. So everything else is wanting to come with it. And now the clutch drum can come off. Now it's not looking too bad. There's a little bit of blue on that one. I was thinking I'd see some blue on the inside of the drum, but it looks like there's a little bit on the clutch itself, because I know it's gotten hot. But I'm going to continue with this as if this clutch isn't junk. So just follow along. The next thing I'm going to do is take off the snap ring inside of here. You can barely see the halves of it. So I'm going to take that one out next, and this cover will come off, and likely the clutch pucks and the spring and everything will come out. Keep in mind when you look, you can see the vent holes right here. You can see the spring through it. So that's what way you want to have it. When you go back in, you want to have the spring facing out. So we're going to go ahead and take that snap ring off, and then I'll show you where to start greasing. There's the snap ring. I'm going to pull this, try to only, and there goes the clutch. Yeah. They will come out on you. There is no doubt about that. Now, as you can see, all the way around this, there's kind of a rainbow coloration, and that is from extreme heat that actually ruins these clutches. But I'm going to try to work with it anyway, just to show you guys where to grease and everything. Now, a lot of the greasing will take place in here. On these points you can see where the clutch pucks contact against this face. Here, 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 and two more down here. But they also sit on this divider here. And you want to grease that too, because that's what they slide up against to contact the clutch drum. So you just want to begin by getting a degreaser of your choice, maybe some sandpaper, and because there might be some rust there, and just sanding down and getting all the current and grease that's on there off. Now, after cleaning, you can kind of see still where the clutches sit on. It is cleaner, definitely degreased. Next thing we're going to be doing is cleaning this surface, and also, hopefully don't fall apart, the fronts of the clutches, which is what the side you're looking at right now is what touches this face. We're going to be cleaning those and putting some new grease around them, and also putting new grease in between each clutch so they can slide against each other decently. And also on the inside where the spring sits. Now when you put grease on this, I mean, you have to remember it's going to be spinning. And when grease is on something that's spinning, it's going to get slung. So you want to keep the grease to a minimum, but enough to lubricate it and keep everything moving independently of each other. On the face of this clutch, you can see some discoloration from heat. Now that will cause it to slip because it's glazed over. So what you can do is you can sand it, sand the glazing off, and also on the inside of the drum if you see any glazing, you can sand that down too. Don't try to sand any specific spot too much, go over the whole thing evenly so you don't have a bunch of high spots and low spots in there. But that's the goal, is to try to make it look decently new. As you can see, I've just been sanding a little bit and it looks much better. But that's what you want to do with the rest of them. So, one down. Alright, now that they're clean, I'm going to show you where to apply grease. Put a little bit on the sides where it'll contact the other clutches. Put a little bit in here where the spring sits in. And then you put it on the spring, you do that to all the others. This is also while you have everything apart where you want to apply grease. Just light amounts on the contact points. Also right on the sides there. It's so dark. On the sides right there. As I said before, remember the spring was facing out on these vents, so you want to take your clutches and make sure there's no debris on there. There's a little rock right there. And then set it on there. And then grab the whole assembly. I'm going to set the camera down because it's going to be really hard to do with one hand. So you got to get a flathead screwdriver. Sorry, the phone fell over. And then divide them. It's difficult to rotate the engine right now. You just put the screwdriver between them and gently turn the screwdriver. And then one fell. And the snap ring may be difficult to seat, so you may have to hammer it in there. And right there, the snap ring is seated. Now after all that fighting, you will probably have grease back on the clutch surfaces, and you don't want that on there whenever you start it up and start to run with it. So what you do is you get your degreaser again and you just wipe down the faces of each clutch. Now all the faces are clean and degreased. You just gotta pop the drum back on. After you clean it, of course, you have to sand it. Just take some sandpaper to the inside of it and deglaze it, and then pop it on there with its snap ring. Put the chain and everything back on, you're good to go. Hey guys, thanks for watching. I'd like to know what you guys think. If maybe this got your go-kart running again, tell me about it. If this helped you out at all, leave a like. That'd help me out. If you guys didn't like it, dislike it. I just like to hear from you guys. Just let me know what you think. Thanks for watching.